That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. A strong running. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. On the delay, Jones. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Looking to throw. Tate, and this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Tate. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Second and 10 now from the 27. The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun. Tate. And that will be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback when he delivers the ball.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now, we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. He's going to look deep for more, and that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Definitely worth taking another deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Flushed out right. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson being chased out left. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 28. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Again, Wilson going for it all. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Penny will try to punch it in. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. To throw again is Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Slipping into the backfield for the sack was Oren Burks.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Forced out to his left. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that will pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And Myers able to knock it through. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive down with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dean Lowry, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They go read option with Wilson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Wilson escaping the pressure right. Room to run, Pest. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is going to be Packer football. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Here we go.
From the gun, Tate. Going down the middle, and it's complete. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Jones. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. He hauls it in. Valdez-Scantling for the Packers touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And he's going to let it go deep. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Wilson going to throw again. That's caught by Penny. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
He lets it fly for Lockett. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. They'll run with Penny. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. He's at the 30. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Rashad Penny, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Tate, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, the team...
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. That sack came from the corner. On the corner blitz, it was Josh Jackson.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run. But how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in? Or are you just hopeful, and you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called?
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Tate. His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. Now Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. So the solid run on first, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that 2nd down play.
No, it's all on your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 47-yard line.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. Let's go. Get set.
Again, it's Jones. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Another try after the first down sack. Wilson under pressure again, and down he goes again. Zadarius Smith has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Looking to throw. Pryor. Buying time to his left. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is taken at the 10. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the 2nd sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach is...
Oh, no, he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. Exactly right. A lost opportunity.
It's caught here by Adams. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
12 yards on the play, but it's third down.
Two minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Myers' kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
They'll look to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 34-yard line. On second down now, it's Jones. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run it with Jones. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Seahawks are going to take over the football.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
Fight, 315. Run it. Watch it slant.
Wilson to throw. Finds his tight end, Ingram. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
One more extra point attempt for good measure. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for the Seahawks, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.